So today for Author Chat, I am thrilled, to say the very least, to be talking to someone that I now call a friend, but she is a fellow author, a colleague, and she is doing some phenomenal things in the world. She's a speaker, author, teacher, philanthropist, and those are just a few words that could describe Jotina Buck. She is no stranger to loss, failure, and hardship. And having lost both of her parents before the age of 25, she now uses her story of losses and triumphs to encourage, evoke, and empower people of all genders and nationalities to see past their current circumstances. She has a newly released book called Change Your Language, Change Your Life, Discover What You Can Say Today to Change Your Tomorrow, and it's enlightenment to unlock unlimited possibilities. Hi, Jotina.
Hi, Nikki.
How are you?
I am well. Excited to be on today.
Oh, I am pleased to have you. I got my book in the mail along with my shirt and my CD, so I am ecstatic to dive into it and really immerse myself, because I think that's really what you want people to do. You don't want people just to read this book, correct?
Absolutely. You know, I'm a teacher, and I always say it's important to make sure we do the work, you know, and so it's not just to pick up and read cover to cover, but I really want you to get deeply engrossed in the content and see yourself there and see yourself really experiencing life change.
And so I talked a little bit about the fact that you had some, you know, really significant losses in your life at a really young age. Is that what inspired you to write Change Your Language, Change Your Life?
Absolutely. You know, I always say, as I look back in retro, those are some of the darkest days in my life. After losing my father, the day I was leaving to go to college, I was 18, losing my father my freshman year of college, and then fast forward 7 years later, which was ironic. So clearly I didn't go through college in 4 years, right?
Clearly.
But my senior year of college, just before entering my senior year, having lost my mom, both to heart disease, great people, amazing parents, very present, married for 35 years, so they were my life, you know. And it was ugly. It was ugly after that. I didn't understand life. I would always, what I call forsake myself in my life with the words that I would use. I would just rehearse the story, you know, why me? Why is this my life? Why is this my lot? I can't believe that I'm here. And it wasn't until I began to literally change my confessions and speak different words over my life and where I was that I saw my life change.
And I think it's interesting for me. I mean, I'm a big lover of language, but I'm also a very visual person. And so for me, for a long time, affirmations and kind of, you know, watching what we say was, I think, a little cliche. Do you run into that argument a lot when you talk about your book?
I do, but I believe language is only a starting point. And so I don't counteract that argument with just saying, you know, the language will change your life. But as I said before, I believe that we have to really do some internal work. And so throughout the book, I don't only share affirmations and keep it on the surface, but we begin to talk about meditation and the importance of connecting with yourself so that you can heal from past hurts and pains and forgive and regain strength. We talk about creative visioning, so not just saying the words, but writing that vision down. I believe with my whole heart that things in our life take a greater permanency, and it resonates more with us when we put it in writing. And so I talk a little bit about different tools and methods in order to experience life change. So it doesn't just stop at, oh, I'm affirming myself, you know, I am great, I am good, I am smart, and that's it. But it takes a little bit more work if we really want to see life change.
When I got your book, I think one thing that we discussed, at one point in our interactions was our children and how important it is for children to hear positive words. And I was trying to explain to my children, I reaffirm them, but for them to reaffirm themselves, how is that more impactful? They didn't quite get it, I think, at first, that they were supposed to say good things about themselves. They were just adults saying good things about them. So why is it important, especially at a young age, that we start learning to use positive language surrounding ourselves?
And listen, Nikki, don't think that it's only you, because I tell you, my daughter and even my students in my classroom, the same thing. Like, what am I saying this for again? So you do get that.
My son was like, I was telling him, just giving him examples of affirmations. She's like, but Mommy, she's like, what if it's not true?
Right, that's weird.
Try to get it to the true point.
Yeah, so they but what I've learned is, and I try and couple my experience in the classroom with even this message here. And we know the age-old saying, repetition begets learning, And so in the beginning, they probably really don't get it, and it feels goofy, it feels weird, like, what am I really saying this for? But I believe when we allow them to, when you ask questions, hey, what do you think of yourself? And allow them to respond. And whatever that answer is, be it positive or negative, you take that and you begin to build around that conversation, Okay, well, you feel like you're not that smart, then what do we do in order to, become smarter, Or if you feel like you're not that pretty, and so you build around that. And I believe for me, it's always a great conversation, at the dinner table or in the car when we're riding. And so it's not just throw the affirmations at them, but ask questions. How do you feel about your life? How do you feel about your friends? What is it that you want to become and do and be in your future? And so as they start to answer those questions, allow them to actually write their own affirmations based on their personal projections, for their life.
Wow, that's fascinating. Now, I know you talk a lot about meditation, not only for adults but for children as well, but what other, daily habits should we kind of, incorporate into our routine?
I know the list could go on and on and on, but I can share with you just a few things that I make sure that I do. It's much like taking a shower in the morning, Whether you take your shower in the morning or at night, you don't want to leave the house without taking a shower, right?
Right.
And so I view my moments of quiet time, my moments of prayer, my moments of affirmation, as that, it's a priority. It's a part of the essentials of my day. And so in the morning, before, my feet hit the floor, before I walk across the house to wake Lauren to start the day, I am intentional about scheduling time to just sit with myself. If it's a nice day and it's good weather, I'll go outside in the backyard in the still darkness, 5 o'clock in the morning, and just sit. And I believe when we take those moments to sit in silence, that's when the universe speaks the loudest. When we take those moments to sit with ourselves, we can then tap into what's really at our core and the seat of our soul, and silence the noise that's on the outside. Because the reality of it is the world is noisy. Life is noisy. When we start our day, we're in the hustle and bustle of everything that's happening around us and our long laundry list of things to do. And so I can't stress enough that silence is a language. It's a language, and we have to embrace it as such. I think I've had some of my most transformative moments in life in those moments of silence and quiet. So.
Wow, that's saying something. That really is. I never thought about it like that. I'm like you. I'm a morning person, so the stillness of the morning feels different to me than the stillness late at night.
Absolutely.
To see the stillness of the morning, it's still pregnant with possibility, isn't it? But I never thought of it as actually saying something. So that kind of gave me chills with that one. That took me back a little bit. But wow, yeah. So how can we learn more about the Change Your Language, Change Your Life? I know you're starting a couple of things that should be kicking off soon. You're doing 21 days of meditation where you're offering some guidance there, but also a gratitude journal to people who sign up to be a part of that. And I know I'm going to definitely do that. I'm learning a lot from you about overflow, and I think that this is going to be a really good thing to help me, focus some of my energy in other areas. So tell me a little bit about how we can connect with you and your message and the Change Your Language, Change Your Life movement.
Well, I absolutely love social media. Some days I sit back and I wonder, why didn't I come up with the idea of Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Google, right?
Right.
I mean, it's genius. And so you can definitely connect with me on Twitter, on Instagram. That's Jotina B. That's my first name, last initial. I'm usually sharing every day. Each day I wake up, as you said, it is so much possibility, in that moment of stillness. And I usually sit with the universe, I sit with God, and I say, okay, what is it that you want me to share with the world today? And so social media isn't an unintentional tool for me. So if you connect with me on social media, you are sure to get things, I believe, that will speak to your soul and provide increase even from there. If you want to go a little bit deeper and a little bit further, of course, check out my website. That's jotinabuck.com. And there you'll find blogs that are there. I'm always offering programs, and it's not necessarily about having a program to get people through this pipeline more than it is understanding the necessity of increase, understanding the necessity of helping people embrace the overflow and even recognize the overflow that's in their lives. And language is only the starter, and so I am starting the meditation challenge, which starts on Monday. I'm super excited about that. I'm oozing with excitement, even as I've worked to cross my T's and dot my I's with this meditation journal, because it's not just a blank journal that you'll go into Hallmark and buy, but it's a journal that I've taken time, I've prayed over, I've written exclusively for this challenge. The gratitude journal is already out there. You can grab that on my website, and it's free. And then, of course, I am starting a book club, which I'm super excited about, because it'll give me an opportunity to connect via Google Hangout and kind of put some faces with some names, and another level of accountability where I can share those inspirations and things that I get on a daily basis with all who are connected and who's joined the book club.
Well, I am super proud of you, and I'm super proud of you embracing and helping us all embrace just what's in us. I love the opening, and I don't want to say it's a poem, but it's just, I think, what do you call it?
I call it an affirmation. I call everything an affirmation, right?
I know. I tell you the affirmation in the box. I'm like, we can just break her open and out comes affirmations. But it really is, affirming who you are based on what the world does not do for especially, I think, African-American women and African-American children. I mean, I have 2 African-American males that I'm trying to raise, to be productive citizens and to embrace who they are and the greatness that they have inside of them. And that is in stark contrast to what the world tells them and the images that they see and the news stories and just the world events. And it just struck me as profound that you're able to walk, so solidly in that, and to help us all walk with you. And for that, I say thank you.
Thank you so much for just, believing in the message, for giving me even an opportunity to share this message with your audience and with the world, for that matter. I am grateful. And I always say, as I share and I'm speaking to audiences all over, I often say, don't forsake your dark moments. Don't forsake the dark days. Don't forsake those moments when it seems so cloudy that you cannot see. Because I just believe with my whole heart that that's where we're developed. That's where we're cultivated. That's where this germination process takes place, and we give birth to something beautiful. And I say that because the message, the mission, and the movement of Change Your Language, Change Your Life was simply birthed out of dark days for me. So don't forsake them. Embrace them. And know that those moments are necessary to build who you are becoming.
That's awesome. You rock. You rock.
Oh, God rock.
JotinaBuck.com is where you can get more information about Jotina. You can also buy her book. You can check her out on Amazon and all the social media sites. She's always sharing positive thoughts and affirmations and including us all in her journey. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate you, Jotina. I appreciate what you bring to my life and to the world.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for an opportunity. I'm excited for what's to come because I know that we live our lives out of the overflow. And so I know that it's so much more that we can't even begin to wrap our hearts and minds around.
All right, Jotina Buck, the book is Change Your Language, Change Your Life. This has been Author Chat. You can follow me on all the social media sites as well, and you can check out my website for more of the Author Chats that we've done in the past. I'm Nikki Wood. You guys enjoy the rest of your day.